November 18, 1896, the Carroll Herald, Carroll, Iowa. Macaroni Timbale. Full directions for preparing this attractive-looking dish. Take a medium-sized bowl or mold, one that will hold about 3 pints. Grease the inner surface with fresh butter. Take a package of macaroni and boil it in boiling water about 25 minutes, breaking it no more than can be helped. When tender, place in cold water to blanch, then cut into pieces about 3/4 of an inch in length, and line the bowl with these. Taking them up on large knitting needle, begin at the center of the bowl and stand the pieces on end so they will touch until the bowl is filled. It should look like a honeycomb. Set the bowl away in a cool place until you have prepared some filling from the breast of a raw chicken and the best of the legs and wings. Chop very fine. Add a large piece of soft bread soaked in a cup of sweet cream, half a cup of butter, a little grated nutmeg, salt and pepper to taste, and the yolks of 5 eggs. Put all the ingredients into the chopping bowl and pound with a potato masher to a paste. Then place in the center of the bowl of macaroni. Cover closely, steam for 2 hours, and serve with a rich cream sauce. Ladies' Home Journal. May 11, 1916. Ottawa Citizen, Ottawa, Canada. 7 Quick Breads from One Recipe by Henrietta D. Growell. If cooks would use their gray matter, makers of cookery books would retire to other fields of usefulness. For one small volume, an inch thick and 6 inches square, would hold all the directions needed to prepare all the foods we use. Just to show how needless it is to have a recipe for every separate article we cook, let me show you how to use one recipe for several things. We have drop batter, thin batter, and dough. Just 3 and no more. The thin batter is used for breakfast cakes, for fritters, and anything to be poured upon a griddle or baking pan. The drop batter is made into drop biscuits, dumplings, popovers, and scones. Dough is any flour mixture thick enough to roll out on a pastry board. Let us first make dropped egg scones. Use bread flour for all baking except cake and pastries. 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon melted butter, 1 egg, 1 cup milk. Break the egg and beat slightly. Add milk and beat again, and pour into flour. Add pinch of salt. Beat and drop by spoonsful onto baking pan. Bake about 20 minutes. Gems. Same as above, but bake in gem pans or custard cups. Nut loaf. Make same as above, but use whole wheat flour and omit the shortening. Chop 1/2 cup of nut kernels and beat them in well. Bake 30 minutes in moderate oven. This should be eaten warm, but not hot. Do not cut the loaf, but break it apart. It can scarcely be told from yeast bread. This recipe makes 1 small loaf. Egg rolls. Use the first recipe, but cut milk down to 2/3 of a cupful. Roll out in thin sheet and cut in rounds. Spread with butter and fold over like pocketbook rolls. Brush again with butter and bake in hotter oven than for nut bread. Pinwheels or baking powder rusk. Use egg roll recipe and after rolling out, spread with melted butter, sugar, and cinnamon. Roll up like jelly cake and cut in inch lengths. Bake like biscuit. Muffins are made with drop batter as in first recipe, but 2 eggs and 1½ cups of flour are used, with other quantities unchanged. This is fine for fruit dumplings. Cherry dumplings, for example, are seeded, drained, and beaten in with just enough sugar to make them sweet. When the fruit is exceedingly juicy, cut down a trifle on the milk. An excellent peach shortcake is made with this muffin recipe. Mix it and pour it into a cake pan. Use halved canned peaches in it and dredge with sugar. This is a pleasant change from the regular shortcake, which is often a doughy tasting affair. The seventh? Fie on you, can't you guess? Omit the eggs from the scones, and you have drop biscuit. November 13, 1917. The Evening News, San Jose, California. The kitchen cupboard. Hot weather drinks. Orangeade. 1 1/2 cupfuls of strained orange juice. 1/3 cupful of strained lemon juice. 3 sliced oranges. 3 cupfuls of sugar and 3 cupfuls of water. Boil the sugar and water until a rich syrup is formed. Then add the orange and lemon juice and the sliced oranges. When serving, dilute with ice water. Kumis. Take 2 cupfuls of buttermilk, 4 pints of sweet milk, and 5 lumps of sugar. Mix both kinds of milk together, then add the sugar and pour the whole from one pitcher to another until the sugar is quite dissolved. It takes about 15 minutes. Cover with muslin and let stand in a warm place for 12 hours. Then bottle it in pint bottles. Tie down the corks with string, and in 4 days it is ready for use. Let the bottles lie on their sides. Pint bottles are most convenient, as when a bottle is opened, the kumis should soon be used. Almond milk. Wash and blanch a pound of sweet almonds. Pound well. Add 6 cupfuls of cold water. Sweeten to taste and flavor with orange flower water. This should look like thin milk and is a very refreshing beverage. Honey and apple drink. Bake 6 large apples without peeling. When ready, place the fruit in a jar. Pour over it 6 cupfuls of boiling water. Add 2 teaspoonfuls of grated lemon rind and 5 cloves. Let cool and strain. Then sweeten with honey and serve. This is very useful when the children come in hot and thirsty. Anna Thompson.